Hi, it's Saturday morning, rainy Saturday morning at that. It's the third day in a row where it's rained. There's uh, there's no good cartoons on anymore on Saturday mornings. And I'm Thrifty Timsall. What better than for another episode of Saturday Morning with Thrifty Tim? Oh, I haven't really spun anything over the past week. You notice I'm back to my regular around the regular spot that I where I'm at anymore for my video or for my streams uh, because they're they're all COVID free at the nursing home my wife works at now again. So I'm sleeping in a regular bedroom again. So instead of having to sleep in here with all my records and books, which uh, which are overtaking the room. Yeah, I have for books. My wife and I went to library book sale yesterday afternoon. This is when we like to go to, and well, anyway, these at this book sale on the Fridays of this book sale that all the books are 25 cents. Uh, Saturday's the only bet is the only better date than Fridays, but I think it's like uh, 25 cents for a bag or a box or whatever. But you know, that so that's been my excitement for the week. Now it's I don't have room for storing out, and so I have to pick up my reading pace, I guess. Well, but that I'm still waiting. Still don't have anybody showing up yet. I don't know where James at. I know I sent him a message. So to bide the time, I guess I'll just pull some records and show them. Okay. These were pulled off of a shelf. This is uh, Valerie Carter just don't throw away. Yeah, this is the second record of first that I have two for records. Now this is from '77 on Columbia, and like uh, she does a cover of Blue Child on here, and but the thing that got me to purchasing this album in the first place is okay for artists performing with her on here. Uh, for vocalist Linda Ronstadt, Denise Williams, uh, Maurice White, and Lowell George. Lowell George, if I remember right, is with Little Feat. And yeah, so, and then the musicians, uh, Lowell George again, Jeff Porcaro, uh, trying to, with John Hall, John Sebastian, Jackson Brown. Uh, Trying to see, I got there some others that recognized on her before. But so you see, there's a lot of good artists helping her out down here. And speaking of Linda Ronstadt, there's their album "Living in the USA." It's on Asylum, but see if I can see the year. No, I can't. It's like 76, 77, if I remember right. And like I said, it's living in the USA. It has back, that's covered back in the USA on here. Just one look. She does a cover of Elvis Costello Salison. And two baby babies on here. And she does the cover of Love Me Tender. So it's a pretty good album. Next one up is Loggins and Messina, Full Sail. And this one is yeah, trying to see what the year. I don't really see the year on here right now either. Of course, I have tableau writing, otherwise I'd be having a good migraine before I got done today. Well, like they do my music on here. And Bahena's on here, which is pretty good. And next up, Walter Murphy, Hot Rhapsody in Blue. Yeah, this is some Hot Water Murphy that had a hit from the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. But see, he's a keyboardist, and but he jazzes up some even jazzes up some songs that have been around for a while, like he does Rhapsody in Blue on this one. Okay. Yeah, I hear some sirens outside, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's Tony Orlando and Down, Skybird. Don't know if they had any hits off this one. Oh, I should show you the cover, let you see it again. Yeah, I'm just taking my time, waiting for somebody to, some people to show up here. There's not really anything on there. That was one of their later ones in the 70s. Okay, some more Loggins and Messina. Looks like a self-titled album. But wait, there's its Mother Lode. Well, it looks like it is there, just regular Loggins and Messina. And on here, Your Mother Don't Dance. It's just a big hit for them in the 70s. And Thinking of You is a good song on here. They do Angry Eyes on here. Okay, go from that to some solo Kenny Loggins. That's that. Wait, I know I've shown you these ones before. Let me go from a different shop that I know I haven't really had the phone stuff off of for a while. Okay, this is Steve Forbert. The name of the album is Jack Rabbit Slim. This is from 1979, and I can't read the name of the label, but this is the album that had the hit that hit Romeo's tune on it. And I'll show you something else here. I know I have it in there. Then, along with the regular album, there's a 10-minute with a 7-inch single. So, and this is the one side. There's only something on one side. A song called the Oil Song. Okay, then some Spirit. It's 12 Dreams of Dr. Sarconicus. And so, of course, it's most people know this one. It's that, if I remember right, Jay Ferguson was in the group. I'm not sure though. Okay, some April Wine. Harder, Faster. This is, of course, this is a Canadian band, but like the song on here, they do on here is 21st Century Schizoid. And I like to rock. Okay, that's David Crosby and Graham Nash here. This is this is Wind on the Water. Let me see. Just checking this songs on here quick. Okay. Cowboy of Dreams they do on here. Homeward Through the Haze. Okay, the next up, Neil Diamond, 12 Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Yes, I like Neil Diamond. I've had that for so long that, and this is the Greatest Hits album of his from 82. Some Olivia Newton-John, Have You Never Been Mellow? And of course, this has that song, Have You Never Been Mellow on it. It's an MCA from 75. She also does a cover of the John Denver's song, Goodbye Again. Of course, she sang that she sang with him on his hit Fly Away. And then those are from the first side. Second side, she does a cover of The Air That I Breathe. And she also does the cover of the John Denver's song, Follow Me, which is a song I had sung at my wedding. That's been over 37 years ago. And it ends off with her hit, Please, Mr. Please on it. So I'm just doing something real fast here. Oh, okay. And, okay, here is Rick Nelson, or Rick Nelson as had in the 70s went more by Rick. Of course, this is 2 LP set of his mainly stuff from the 60s of his, and might be late 50s, early 60s, but like it had Test Bebop Baby on here, My Babe, Poor Little Fool. And she does like, I can't help it. Lonesome Town. And he does say Mary Lou on here. Okay, next one's the movie soundtrack. That's Godspell, which is pretty much a Christian-based movie, like reenactment of pretty much reenactment somewhat of the New Testament, you could say, and it's from 1973 on Bill. It's a pretty good one. Okay, here's what's that? I have the hype stickers and everything yet down here. I got this for $5. It's the soundtrack to a movie called Elvis in World War II. The soundtrack, a lot better than the movie. I've never seen the movie, but I heard the movie flopped. But on here, it's all the songs on here are different artists performing with London Symphony Orchestra. So it's like them. And they are all Beatles songs. Like on side one is Ambrosia with Magical Mystery Tour. Then Elton John with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. The Bee Gees with Golden Slumbers and Carry That Weight. Leo Sayer with In the Walrus. Brian Ferry with She's Leaving Home. Ron Wood with Lovely Rita. And Keith Moon with When I'm 64. Yeah, I'll be that in under 2 months. Under 2 months now. So that's just that one. Side two is Get Back with done by Rod Stewart. Then Leo Sayer again with Let It Be. And David Essex does Yesterday. Jeff Lynne, that Electric Light Orchestra theme with a little help from my friends. And that and No More Men Together. Then has Lindsay DePaul. I don't know who they are. It's well, I can't really read it. Then the Bee Gees again with She Came In Through the Bathroom Window. Then side three starts off with the Four Seasons doing We Can Work It Out. Then Helen Reddy with The Fool on the Hill. Frankie Lane doing Maxwell Silver Hammer. Then is Brothers Johnson with I have a couple of viewers here. I'll bring up the okay. Good morning, Paul. Sorry, I just put up the link if you want to come up. And didn't have anybody down feeling for a while, and so I was just pulled some records off the shelf and going through them. Well, going back to what I was at here, after Frankie Lane, it's Brothers Johnson doing Hey Jude. Then Ron Wood doing Polythene Pam. And the Bee Gees again with Sun King. Then Status Quo doing Getting Better. Then on the last side, of course, starts off with Leo Sayer and with the Long and Winding Road. Then Henry Gross, that he had the hit Shannon, but down here he does help. Then Peter Gabriel with Strawberry Fields Forever. Then Frankie Valli again with A Day in the Life. Then Tina Turner with Come Together. And then there's Paul Malone and Lou Reisner with oh shoot, I can't read it right now. But second part, it's two songs together. The second one is Oh, You Never Give Me that. You Have Your Money. That's what it is that they did. And then it's the London Symphony Orchestra finishes it off with okay, what record's that you're looking for by Frankie Lane, Paul? Okay, and here is Chicago. This is, of course, Chicago 10. And so, yeah, yes, I meant this is the one with, shoot. Now it's skipping that. Okay, it's, I know there's yeah, this one's from 75. I'm not there on set. Looking at the okay, then side two, side one is shoot. Oh, If You Leave Me Now is one they do on here. And so if anybody wants to come up, I have the link up there. So I'm I've got, oh, there's a few more right there that I'll grab. Well, and this one, there's another Chicago one, but this one is a part of Chicago at Carnegie Hall, because for that, along with the 4 LP one, they have split it up into 2 double LP ones, and this is this is for this is volumes 2 or volumes 3 and 4 of it up there, Carnegie Hall, and so this is from 1971. And here's a record that it was Sneen made me do it. That record you could buy it record because just from the name of the album and stuff because uh, with the ski lodge up there, this is ski songs and they're sung by Bob Gibson. And here's another one from like that. This is Andy Williams with Dear Heart, and she likes Andy Williams. Another Andy Williams, the other side of me. And this is one that somebody had given me, if I remember right. Anita Bryant's Greatest Hits. And her singing wasn't bad. Okay, here we go. Some more adding more variety to it. Okay, Alan and the Chipmunks. How to go to the movies. Yes, I collect some of the kids' records like that. Then a German dance party. It's all German music. That like I was stationed in Germany for 7 years in the Air Force, so uh, I like German music also. Okay, here's the down. This is Tomato. What Tomato was is or it is. I don't know whether he's still alive or not. It's pretty much he's a keyboard player, but he uses like moves and stuff for mold, and instruments like that. And he plays around all the instrumentation on it. And see on here, he does a Grand Canyon Suite, and on the other side, a syncopated clock. And this is from the 70s, so with the sound he has to it, it's pretty good. Another movie soundtrack. This is Victor Victoria, with Blake Edwards movie, or like Julie Andrews and Robert Preston were in it. Wesley and Warren that did the songs of Chicago, Illinois. Robert ends up with Robert. Well, that doesn't end up with them, but just before the end. That is Robert Preston with Gay Prairie. Here you go, Paul. Well, one that you like. Frankie Yankovic's Polka Party. Yeah, Weird Al's dad. And some more Frankie Yankovic. It's Frankie Yankovic. It's Polka Time with Frankie Yankovic and his Yanks Polka Time. Now this is a old-time radio program. Well, actually, it has more than one program on here that they just do selections from it. And this one, okay, this is narrated by Jack Benny. Talk about different stuff from old-time radio programs. Now, other soundtrack. This Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. That's the soundtrack for that movie. So, and now to some symphonic music. This is some Tchaikovsky here, Symphony Number 4, performed by the Boston Symphony Orchestra with Charles Munch. And this is performed by also performed by the Baltimore Symphony, directed by Charles Munch. And this is Brahms Symphony Number 1. And these I can't pronounce titles of something or the music that this. Oh, trying to get it so you can see it. This is so. This is it. Has that this it and Chevrolet. Okay, here's some Brahms Symphony Number 2 by Monto and the Vienna Philharmonic. Okay, and here is Beethoven Symphony Number 5, and it has Schubert's Symphony Number 8, which is that's unfinished by the Boston Symphony, and once again. And this is Mendelssohn's A Summer's Night Dream, and Schubert music from Rosamund. Okay, now we're switching. Again, this time it's this is a tribute to Patsy Cline. I think I was given this, but I was given this. I know that, but so they're singing Patsy Cline songs on here. Okay, now here's some Viennese waltzes by done by Frank Purcell and his orchestra. See, I made it to Austria for a day when I was stationed in Germany. My wife and I, and our son, when he was little, very little, in a stroller type little. We were at a went to a recreation area for the American forces down in Bavaria, and there was one that they had a couple down there, but the one my wife and I would always go to was in Berchtesgaden, and it's right by the Austria border. But that's where the Eagle's Nest is at there, or during World War II, where Hitler would have meetings with his top officials, and this is in a mountain, but it's also, you just cross the mountains. You're not far from Salzburg there, but they also do tours from to different places from these at the hotels that they had there that we stayed in for, and we went on one to Vienna. It was just interesting walking around there, going to the different parts because they have statues for the uh, uh, different composers, and this is somewhat like this is like jazz and on here or big band. This is more genius Jankowski. It's Horst Jankowski on piano with this orchestra and singers. So it's that type. I have to have something to drink here. I've been going for over a half hour now by myself. Okay. Going into another one to grab some more. Okay, got some more pulled down. Here's the Steve Miller Band with the album Italian X-Rays. It's it's on Columbia. Of course, I always put the year so small on it, but I can't remember if there was any hits off this one, but I do like this album quite a bit. It's still pretty good. It's some of their 80s stuff. Oh, and then Loverboy, this is their first album, their self-titled, if I remember right. And of course, this one has The Kid Is Hot Tonight, Turn Me Loose, Always on My Mind. Yeah, so I might have to throw that down later today. And here's another one I haven't listened to for a good while. It's Lena Lovitch, and it's the album is shoot. Can't really see the album title right now, so. And Mike Love, Looking Back with Love. This is and this is a promo copy. So, and it's from 1981. Okay. Oh, Paul. Oh, hey. Sorry, Paul.
Hey, Tim. How you doing?
Sorry about that, Paul.
That's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good, because unfortunately Wednesday my old phone crapped out, so I ended up having to get a new one. So I have a Galaxy where I can play and do this stuff. So Tim, you just got done. Oh God, Tim, I don't know. You just showed something that is on my future want list for Jukebox from Hell. You just showed it.
The Steve Miller Band one?
Huh?
The Steve Miller Band?
No, the one you just showed. The last one you showed.
Oh, Mike Love?
Yeah. Have you heard that?
Yeah. It's okay.
So here's the funny part. I'll finish this, and then I'll go back to what your original question was, what you asked me when I had to wait for the phone call. So here's one. I don't know if there's anybody else other than us watching, but so Mike Love has sort of a monkey's connection. You know why?
Why? Because he's strange?
Well, that's besides the point. So here's the thing, right? So everybody at that time frame, if I remember correctly, isn't that 1981 roughly? That Mike Love album, I think it's on Boardwalk, right?
Correct.
Okay. So there was a lot of weird Beach Boy type stuff going on. Everybody was cutting solo albums or trying to. Dennis, Carl, and Mike decided to do it, right? So the album before that one that you showed, he had a band called Celebration, or he was involved in the band Celebration. I think it was called Mike Love and Celebration, and in '79. And I am told half of that Celebration band is a former early '70s one-hit wonder. I did not know this until this past week. And I'm like, so several members of Celebration were former members of King Harvest. And you remember King Harvest, everybody. That great. We know what Dancing in the Moonlight.
Yeah, I have that album.
So now flash forward, because I think Dancing in the Moonlight came out in 71, 72, I think.
Something like that.
So 7 years later, some of them are in this Celebration band. And I know you're saying, get to the point. So that album was on Pacific Arts Records, which was Mike Nesmith's record label. That's right. That's your monkey connection. Now, you asked me what Frankie Lane I'm looking for. So once again, there's a monkey connection. I know you're like, what? How is the Monkees attached to Frankie Lane? Well, not entirely. But the album, either the album or the 45, preferably the 45. If I ever find that, I'm satisfied with that. But the album was on ABC in 1968. Called going to Lane Country.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I never have either. I've seen copies of the album after that, which is Going to Build Me a Mountain. That's him standing on top of what's supposed to be a mountain. But, that's not the one I'm looking for. But like I said, the 45 would be just fine for me, because the song that's on that Lane Country album, it's the last track on side 2, called Pretty Little Princess. And I know you're like, get to the point. So Pretty Little Princess, go figure, was an old song that was not recorded by anybody. It was from 1965. And it originally was a demo that was recorded by Michael Blessing, a.k.a. Mike Nesmith, and sat on a dusty shelf for 3 years. Monkees get popular. Lo and behold, somehow nobody else ever, to my knowledge, ever covered that song, Tim. So Pretty Little Princess is on that Lane Country album and was released as a 45. And it's stiffed as a 45. I don't know about the album. So that's what I'm looking for. I have never come across the 45 or the album so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably would like to be up here today.
The record crawl. You betcha. I got my email from Scott over there at Culture Shock. Yeah. If anybody's in the Rockford, Illinois area,
I also get them from from Total.
Tim, I have never gone in there. I never did when I lived up there because it was different ownership back then.
I know they've built added on to it. But my biggest complaint from before anyway was parking there wasn't the greatest. They didn't have much of a parking lot or anything.
Yeah, that's one thing. And then, believe you me, I mean, the other thing I remember hearing about them, but this was the old management, okay, is that the prices were either too ridiculous or things weren't priced. That would piss me off. I hate that when things aren't priced,
Right.
unless it's like, okay, you know what? Here's the dollar boxes. Anything in any of these boxes is going to be $1. Okay.
Or sort of like they might do like a different colored label or whatever. Like even if it's just inside the cover.
Right.
And reds for a certain price, blue for another price, and stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Toad Hall. Never going into Toad Hall, but I don't know if they still have. They had a building that was separate that was for 45s, and believe you me, I would like to go.
Another building across the street, but I think they tried moving all into one now since they added down.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I mean that's what I heard. I don't know, but believe you me, I would love to go scour that 45 room if it's still there. I'd be sitting in there probably for an hour or two at least.
Well, I was told in that other one was where they had now the books.
Oh, they got books too, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know, I could spend a good while in there looking at both records and books.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is my first public appearance in about 2.5 weeks. Okay. Tim is right here on your show because I had to have some. I mean, you know about the knee. Everybody knows about the knee, and the knee surgery went successful, which was great. But they had to run some additional tests on me for something. Had nothing to do with my knee. It was more my stomach. And the test results came in. I got to look at them, but I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly getting there. What is it? I don't go back to work for, I think it's a month from today. So I still got about another month. And then, therapy's going good. How's everybody over there?
Okay. Eddie got himself a new vehicle a few weeks ago. He said it for the day he first picked it up. Well, later that day, check engine light came on. So that was Saturday. So on Monday, he took it into there. They had it for like a couple weeks. They couldn't get the problem to repeat. Okay, he gets it back, but on Thursday. Thursday, he went to work Thursday night, and then after work, he picked up Emily, and they went to get gas. He likes to go up to South Beloit, or not South Beloit, but to Beloit because of gas prices are a lot less there.
Right. Yeah.
The check engine light came on again, same problem. So they have it again. And this time, he doesn't have a loaner until Tuesday. The last time he had a loaner for 2 weeks there. But they weren't any available when he took it in yesterday. So.
Wow.
But like I found out by aunt that lives in Grays Lake has the been diagnosed with the most aggressive leukemia there is, and they said she has only a few months left to live.
Who?
But my aunt, she lives in Grays Lake.
Oh my!
She's my godmother.
Wow.
Well, of course, she's 84 now, so.
What was it? I haven't, I 2 weeks ago, I think it was the 29th. It was 29th. Maybe you heard about this. I don't know. That somebody from our church passed away and they had a funeral on the 29th.
Yeah, you and I talked about it. So,
did we?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Sorry. Like I said, the last 10 to 14 days have been pretty squirrely. Like I said, in fact, this cup of coffee I got here, get this. I know you people are going to go, what? This is the first cup of coffee I tackled in 2.5 weeks because my stomach was so horrible. I couldn't even drink this stuff.
If it was because of your stomach. Maybe your stomach's trying to tell you that you need to cut down on the coffee.
I mean, no, I think part of it had to do with the painkillers I was on, to be honest with you. I learned something about my stomach and certain painkillers. So, but the rest of it, I don't know. That's why they ran tests. My doctor was the one that asked for them. So I got to do the standard tests. I got to do an H. pyloric test. I got to do a CT on my stomach. So that was all a couple days ago. So no fun there. Definitely. I see you got I tried to watch some of your stuff here this morning. I see you got a plethora, I said, of different albums and such.
These I haven't bought any vinyl for a couple months now. But yesterday I picked up 46 books at the Belvedere Library sale.
I love library sales. Oh, God.
And they still do like they were doing before, pre-COVID, where the variety of the sales, it's books at 25 cents a piece. So 46 of them for a quarter a piece, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
And Marla got some books and was still like $15 out together.
Nice. If it wasn't in the other room, I'd go get it. My current reading at this moment, and you know how I like reading all things about musicians and such. Yeah. This one from 1998 with a foreword written by Johnny Cash, and it's called "All the Gold in California."
Oh,
Larry Gatlin, that's right. Interesting read so far. Seriously, I'm up to the point now where it's the early 1970s, and for a little while, you've got Larry Gatlin, Dottie West, and Chris Christopherson, all pretty much almost attached at the hip for Larry's start of his career. And I'm going, interesting trio.
One of them that you had given me is that I read like last year or the year before that I really like is Charlie Pride one. Good
reading.
Yeah.
Now he's gone too.
Yeah, I should say the autographed Charlie Pride one.
Mm-hmm. I'm an idiot. Did I give that to you or did you find that?
You gave it to me.
You know what's really funny? I found another one after that, and I gave it to Donna. I'm like, here. I said, here's another one, because he did those shows around Branson. That's the reason why that I occasion, if it's not his book, it's Barry Williams, Greg Brady, because he was he was here for years, and he would do the book signings. And if it wasn't him, it was Andy Williams, because I mean it's been probably a year since I found a signed Moon River and Me. You know,
Are they related?
no,
Same last name. That's what I was asking.
yeah, you'd think so, but no. But yeah, so it's like with some of these Branson people, I just check anyway. You know, if it's if I come across any books or CDs, you know, or even the vinyl, I'll always check, because it's like, what was it? That's how I ended up finding a couple years ago a signed paperback of Dream Girl from Mary Wilson. 50 cents. She didn't sign it on the title page. I don't know why, but she did sign it like an inner cover. I'm going, what a strange place to do an autograph. But I'm like, I ain't passing that up for 50 cents, because I knew Mary did a handful of appearances over at Dick Clark's Theater in Branson. See, so you got to keep it. The one that I still keep looking for, and I haven't come across one yet, and he was here for years before he died. Paul Revere. Okay. I found some Paul Revere Raiders CDs that were made at the time when he was in Branson, but you know, Doug, he's got signed ones. He found a couple signed Paul Revere and the Raiders CDs, and so I'm always looking. You know, I found one. What was it? This summer, I found one from like the early 2000s. He did, and they're okay. They're okay. They're not great, but I mean, you know, what do you expect? You know, but
there's another one that you gave me that I haven't got to yet for reading. I should sometimes think the Judd's one, or was it just Winona?
Which?
Was it just Winona, or was it both her and Naomi, the Judds? I know you had given me that one.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't remember if you gave me the Aerosmith Black This Way, or I might have found that when I came across.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that before, that Aerosmith book. Of course, you know, speaking of them, they're once again, that tour suspended due to Steve's health issues with the throat. Yep. So I'll be amazed. You know, I mean, and the thing is, though, Joey Kramer's not on the tour, so you don't get all 5 original. I don't even know who the hell it is that's drumming for him now. What threw me for a loop, speaking of unexpected drummers, was, I think it was last week in California at that Power Trip Festival, AC/DC headlined. I'm like, wait a minute, this is weird. So, but they did put on a really good show. But the thing is that in that lineup, you had Brian and Angus, right? Cliff Williams came out of retirement to go back on bass for that gig. And then I think Steve Young, Malcolm's cousin or brother or whatever, was on Malcolm's spot. And then oh boy, I may have to leave in a couple minutes here. I just got a message. But it wasn't Phil Rudd on drums. It was some guy named Matt Ogg. And I'm going, Matt Ogg? I'm like, who the hell is that? Which I guess he did really competent, but I'm sitting here going, well, why didn't you guys just get Chris Slade like you did for the when Axl was singing that tour and Phil couldn't do it? Chris came back. And I'm just like, whatever. But I guess they did a real good show. And boy, Angus really, really aged. Oh boy, in the last few years, I almost didn't recognize him. It's like, wow.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say, like I know Chris Lee, right? He's I like his drumming, like from with Method Man, and then also with the Fern.
That's right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, Man, oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. No offense, I'm gonna have to get going. I guess I gotta call. Carol and see what she needs because I don't know what's going on.
Hi, Jorgen.
See, Jorgen's here to replace me now for today.
Where's James?
Hi, Jorgen. How you doing?
Good, James, but he hasn't come up.
Okay.
Hopefully he's okay.
That was odd. Is that
Or I
because
should say I did it through Messenger like I did with you, and
I talked to him yesterday and said that we're going to see each other here. So
How you doing?
yeah, good. How are you?
Better. I'm better than I have been for the last few weeks. But no offense, my friends. I got to skedaddle. Let's go see what she wants. And hopefully it's nothing too serious. And I want you guys to have a great day and the rest of the weekend. You guys and anybody else that's watching out there too. I love you guys. You take care, okay? And thanks for having me on.
yeah, thanks for coming up on the panel with us for a little bit.
Understood. You take care.
Yep. Right. Bye.
Bye.
So
Well, that was a little odd.
yeah. So now it's just you and me right now. Have you got anything new lately?
Pardon?
Have you gotten anything new over the past couple of weeks?
I've been on a record fair last week.
Oh.
I only bought one thing today, this week, and that was Art van Dam, accordion, playing Swedish music. He is Dutch though.
Okay.
But record fair, we have some Mother's Finest
Okay.
live, 79. Swedish synth pop, The Third Man. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Okay, I like their music some.
From 77. Stan Kenton playing Cuban music.
Okay, the Tamuti Blues.
Yep.
The Present.
I would assume that you have this one.
Oh yeah. The multiple formats.
Chaka Khan singing jazz.
Okay.
I wanted to have
That
this.
was like Freddie Hubbard there, Chick Corea, Stanley Clark. Oh, a lot of good artists on it.
I listened to quick peeks of all of them, and all of them sounds really, really great. I showed a couple of weeks ago that last time I showed this one.
Okay.
That I bought, and the same seller was at the record fair, so I took the opportunity to buy another one.
Why not?
Exactly. Why not?
Never know, that seller might like you now, since you know you've bought from him more than once.
Yeah, but I only saw those two, so there no more volumes of those. And I was at a records store, Vinylstallet, and there was a replacement guy there. I know the two ordinary guys who stands there, but I don't know the replacement guy. But he said that he has been, he thought he'd been taken too much pay for me for a previous record I bought. And I said, I don't know. I have no clue. But though I was supposed to buy, I got him for free.
Oh.
Super sax. A combination of different great saxophone players playing Charlie Parker.
Okay.
And a CCS. Alexis Corner.
Okay.
And I also bought a single that I wanted to have for quite some time. The Motors Airport.
Oh, okay.
And this one. This is Madonna, but this is released by Stephen Bray, her ex-producer from the 80s.
Okay.
And he had been digging down deep in his archives and found some recordings that he and Madonna did back in 1980-81 that he had been releasing. So this is early Madonna before her fame, and it's not a bootleg.
Okay.
So that is what I have been buying lately.
Well, I haven't bought any music lately either. I'm just going to trying to make you small. It just takes some time. Come on now. There. Yeah, I haven't bought anything new as far as music. I got a bunch of books yesterday, but they were 25 cents a piece.
Okay, what books then?
A lot of them are mysteries, but then I also have some history ones like on World War II and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, have you watched any movies lately?
I actually have. For the past month, I watched an oldie from the 40s, I think it was, called Swing Hostess, and it was a movie with the Benny Goodman vocalist Martha Tilton.
Oh, okay.
In the main role. And it was actually a pretty good one. It was a movie about a vocalist trying to get her breakthrough with a record company, but they wanted another one, diva instead, and she lived with a couple of weirdos from one kind of a carnival, and those they didn't make heads or tails of me. I didn't understand why they were there, but the movie itself otherwise were really, really good actually.
Oh, that's good.
Then I went to cinema, not the regular cinema, but they had on the city square an outdoor cinema.
Okay.
That was for free for everyone to watch. So they played a Finnish movie that was Oscar nominated a couple of years ago, called The Man with No Memory, Mannen utan minne. And they talked in Finnish, but it was about a man who got beat down by a gang and loses his memory. He doesn't know who he is, so he struggled along on the streets with the homeless and so on, and all of a sudden got pretty comfortable there with those people. And the question is, does he want to get his memory back now or not? It was a great movie, way better than I thought. But the problem was maybe the actors acted like they were lobotomized. They was extremely stale in acting.
Yeah.
But the movie itself was a great director, a great story, and so on.
Yeah, but you see that a lot, especially if it's a first movie by a director or something like that, where they don't want to pay too much for the actors.
I don't know. I don't think that this was the first movie by one. I don't know about the actors. As my knowledge about Finnish movies is a little bit limited. And I saw also a cartoon version of Jack London's Call of the Wild.
Oh, That
from
would be interesting to see.
Yeah, it was from the 80s. It was Swedish voiceovers, but it was very, very interesting. I haven't read the book, but from I understand, it was pretty close to the book when it comes to reality and so on. So,
Yeah, the book's pretty good. I've read it.
but I realized there are numerous 9 million versions of Call of the Wild out released from movie.
Because I like the Jack London book, so.
Hmm.
Just like I'm reading a Jules Verne book right now.
Hmm.
It's, the name of the book is The Adventures of Captain Hatteras.
Hmm.
It was the second book he published.
Not Captain Haddock.
No, it's you could say C1. They're trying to find because this is from like 1860 or something like that, and they're trying to be the first ones to discover the North Pole or to reach the North Pole.
Hmm.
And they're trying a different way than most people would, and like they get iced in on the way, so they're pretty much and it's all kinds of adventures in it and stuff.
So how about you? Have you watched anything?
I watched the movie Behind the Mighty the other day. This is on Pluto TV, but it's old one from like I figured the 50s or 60s. But it's might be maybe even in late 40s. Even it's with John Lang, where he's older pilot, like he fought in World War II and stuff. But this is the military one. It's not a Western war. They're flying plane. He's one of the pilots on it, flying from Honolulu to San Francisco. And the plane started having problems on the way to San Francisco. And it was just following that. And it's a decent movie. I see he has that movies that aren't war or westerns that he's pretty good in. So other than that, I've been just watching like episodes of the series Under the Dome, which is based on the Stephen King book. It was on CBS for like 3 summers in a row. I'm on the 3rd season now.
Well, I normally do I download from YouTube, put it on a USB memory, put it in the television and watch it like that. It's very smooth, I think. So too smooth because that makes me forget to watch movies. But I have. I now realize that on YouTube there are a whole lot of oldies from the 30s and 40s that American that I can watch.
Well, a place to go is archive.org.
Yeah, the problem is that those movies are so big in size.
Oh yeah.
I know when I tried to download from download wrestling movies, because I have some that I put up stuff there. I tried to download a best of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and it took an eternity, and it was so large. I wanted to keep that one, but I couldn't. It was too large. So if I want to have other stuff from the same USB memory. So YouTube is a whole lot smaller.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it depends on what I found on archive.com. But in first hand, I think YouTube, because it's a whole lot smaller. Don't take that much space.
Yeah, with me, I just download mine in the OGV format because I both my computers are I have running Linux, and OGP is one, and that's what Linux uses mainly for the players and stuff, because it's uh, open source uh, uh, music music and movie software, instead of like MP3s. That's not open source; it's closed source, and same with MP4. So
One thing I'm going to check on the Internet Archive is that they have jazz concerts. I know they have jazz concerts on sound on MP3, but if they have movies with jazz concerts, they have on YouTube a whole lot, but many of them are not complete. And so,
yeah, they have. I've come across some where where they have a lot of jazz in the movies and stuff, and like it might be a movie that takes place around a jazz bar or something like that. And
because I have seen a whole lot of jazz documentaries from YouTube. They are
okay,
a whole lot of those.
well, so one thing I like watching from YouTube is some of the VH1 old behind the music and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a long time. I haven't seen VH1 since, I know my parents had it back in 1999 in the critical when I moved from home. Then they had cable TV back then with VH1. It was pretty much the only time I watched it, but I got very, very fascinated by it. So but after that, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because I like behind the music, where it's where they'll go for an hour or two, just talking about different groups. Like I've watched or like I've seen some stuff on ABBA about them, a couple different videos, and have seen it for a lot of groups that I like. I've seen stuff that I sit and watch.
Well, there have been documentaries here also in Swedish television where documentaries about making of one of the band's biggest hits.
Yeah.
Made that song. I know I should have seen it, but problem is that when it comes, I don't watch all that much television regularly, and when you don't watch that much television, you forget about what you're supposed to watch. That sense, you're not used to putting on the television hardly, or at least not see normal television. You're
Right.
not missing the things that you want to see.
I can understand that.
But I've seen some great jazz documentary about Count Basie's men after they were sitting down talking about Count Basie and just talking in a record studio about the days with Count Basie. It was very, very fascinating, interesting. I have seen some documentaries about Duke Ellington that was really, really good.
Okay. Yeah, because I know you like your jazz, especially some of this older jazz. And
is that so obvious?
well, there's nothing wrong with liking older jazz. There's a lot of good stuff that came out from that, and a lot of that were influences that has started rock and roll. So.
Well, before, let's say around 7-10 years ago, I had kind of a limit. No jazz newer than 55 almost. But I've learned to like some newer as long as it has rhythm and sounds like jazz. I don't like those kind of a modern avant-garde stuff. But as long as it sounds like jazz a nice groove. There are some modern that I like, but of course
Yeah.
my priority is still the one.
Yeah, it's just that there's so much newer stuff. It seems like they're clashing against each other instead of having a good tune to them.
The problem with a lot of modern jazz is that I don't expect jazz to become too commercial, of course, but nowadays it feels like jazz is mostly for people who are musicians themselves or understand how musicians works. It's not for regular people, like most of them are not for regular people who doesn't play an instrument or doesn't have
Right.
any kind of musical education. So they have been trying. It's become some kind of an elite for guys who knows music and who is educated, but not for regular people, and that is too shame.
Right.
If you're asking the regular man on the streets, name one jazz musician, they're going still not say Sun Ra or Ornette Coleman. Most of them is going to say Glenn Miller, Duke Ellington, or Louis Armstrong.
Or they'll say Miles Davis.
Miles Davis it might be the newest that many people on the streets are naming.
Yeah.
So and that is a shame. I don't want jazz to be.
You don't want it to die.
But it has to be really looking back to its roots and actually find a way to reach out to the normal record buyers if they want to have jazz to be popular and recognized again. But as long as it's music for kind of elite musicians, it's not going to become any more popular. It's going to be a very special own niche more than a popular genre.
Yeah, I can understand that. See, like I like old jazz, or I like the big band sound too. I like to sit down and listen to them at times, and
also, there are some that have been trying to make jazz popular by mixing it with different other styles, making it mixed with pop music, mixing it with rap music in order to get people. And that I think that is you don't make jazz by turning it away from the jazz, because sooner or later it won't be jazz anymore. If you want it to still be jazz, you have to go back to the roots, not taking it away from the roots. It's very strange. It's very sad for jazz lovers today. I don't see how jazz can be popular again today, as this looks like right now.
Yeah, and also used to be okay. That like in the 70s, okay. Jazz is still going. You see. I hate to say this, more of blacks listening to it than white people back then, and then then rap started coming up there, even fewer people would listen to jazz. Like black that used to listen to jazz, but probably started turning to rap, and so it's just the different styles of music competing with each other.
Yeah, I know that there are some jazz musicians, of course, that in the 70s turned into pop music. I mean, you look at Herbie Hancock, I know J.J. Johnson and Jimmy Smith all turned into pop music all of a sudden. Quincy Jones is, of course, the most obvious example. But it works for them. I mean, I see nothing wrong with, but because that is changing style, not taking the jazz with them. I mean, Quincy Jones most turned from jazz to soul music, but he didn't mix them all that much. He
No.
tried to, but he got popular when he started to go all in pop and soul music when he did with Brothers Johnson and Michael Jackson and so on. And
Yeah.
but still they have a kind of an interest for jazz in the ground still. I know there's a lot of hip hop rappers that are jazz fans. I know that they have been sampling from jazz and putting into their and trying to rap for all of that, but doesn't make it more jazz. And it's also a very popular genre today when you take jazz music and putting a dance beat. It's called electro swing, and I think it's very, very nice and very interesting way, but it's not. It's more dance than jazz, in my opinion.
What we need is that if somebody like some of them would go from like their rap song that they done and switch it over to jazz. Into jazz and where they're singing, where you can hear the tune and stuff. And
I think I have heard pop musicians that have turned into jazz. I can't think of an example right now, but I in order for rap musicians to turn into jazz, if they don't sing, they have to play an instrument, and many of the rap musicians is of today. Now I may be prejudiced here, but many of them are actually mostly not musicians. They know how to rap, they know how to entertain a crowd, but they don't know how to play all that much. They know how to scratch a record. So you need to play or sing if you're going to do some jazz.
Or even seeing them try to do what I'm used to hearing as American songbook. I touched your very mellow where they were playing old standards and stuff, and like from the 40s and 50s, and because some of these jazz musicians they can sing to for that.
Okay, it's great.
I mean, I should say some of these rap and hip hop musicians. I know they can sing too because I've heard them sing.
I like that Rod Stewart has an interest in all standards. It's great that he's actually lifting up the jazz in some form, but I think those albums is horrible because he doesn't have the voice for jazz.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I prefer Natalie Cole a whole lot more because
where Barry Manilow does have a voice that fits into it good, and
but he was halfway into the jazz even from the beginning. But Natalie Cole, for instance, of course, now she has it in her blood as Nat King Cole is her father, but she was a soul singer who turned into jazz. Chaka Khan is a bona fide soul funk singer, and in this album here, she sings jazz.
Okay.
So that is examples of great pop artists that turned into jazz and made it really, really great.
What would be nice for some of these newer bands like pop or hip hop and stuff that just go back and sing like something try to do some of these old jazz songs, but sort of like these like sort of like Ella Fitzgerald type songs and stuff like that. Even see them attempt that, see how they do, especially the pop ones.
Well, I know also that a lot of
the name I was thinking of was Billie Holiday. See them doing stuff like that.
But she died before rock and roll actually really got started.
Yeah. And look at how popular some of her songs still are.
Yeah. I also know that there are some guys like um, Pat Boone,
Oh yeah.
like Neil Sedaka. They have been doing jazz versions, big band jazz versions of modern pop songs from the 80s and 90s,
Okay.
which is very interesting. I have a burned CD with, I think is it Neil Sedaka or that sings a jazz version of Nirvana's "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and in my opinion, and that maybe that is because I hate the original. I think it rocks the original. It's way better than the original, actually. I think it's really, really amazing, well made.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to end this video now. It's been what it's. I didn't get as much sleep as usual last night. I'm still a little tired, and so. But I'll have to get back into this conversation another time, and maybe we'll discover some more stuff to talk about for that too. And so, thanks for sharing with what you have picked up, and sounds like you got some good stuff there. So until next time, yep. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.